remember studying about the various periods in history, right? So, in this chapter, we are going to delve a little deeper into the medieval period in history. Do you know where the word medieval comes from? The word medieval comes from the Latin word midi, which means middle, and al, which means age. Thus, the literal translation of medieval would then be Middle Ages. Now, if you remember, we have already discussed about the context in history and how it depends on the region that history belongs to. But we have also discussed that these characteristics of the particular period are often very common in nature, right? So in medieval times, we already know that this was a period of transition, a period of change. But it was also the period where the downfall of major empires took place. Whereas it was also the period where new religions took birth and there was a rapid rise in them. This period also became the period in which the powers shifted to the hands of feudal lords. So there were various feudatories that arose and they took the power over their hands. Now, if we look at the chart here, then we can see a few dates that have been stated. For example, the 4th century, the 6th century, and the 2nd century, right? So the 4th century is the beginning of medieval Europe, 6th for India, and 2nd for China. But can you locate anything that is common here? So here in medieval Europe, we see that it started with the breakup of Roman Empire. Medieval India started with the breakup of Gupta Empire, and medieval China started with the fall of the Han dynasty. Therefore, we can understand here a pattern that the historians have tried to locate, right? So how do we say which part belongs to the medieval, right? Or where does the medieval exactly start from? So the historians have tried to locate it from a perspective, firstly, on decline, and secondly, from the idea that all these empires are known for their vast technological advancements and various scientific achievements, right? So for example, if we talk about the Roman Empire, the Romans were known for their architectural marvels, right? Whereas the Gupta Empire was known for their, technological advancements as well as the invention of mathematics and science. Thus, this was the period which saw improvement in science and technology, architecture, and even literature. Now, all of this happened because of the overall boom or improvement in economies. Thus, this period was truly a golden period of history. So, the Gupta Empire is also known as the Golden Age, right? Whereas if we look at the Han dynasty, they were the ones who invented paper, sundials, and water clock. So you see how the historians really tried to locate these empires in the sense with their advancements, and then from the point of decline, they stated that the starting of the medieval times when these empires fell and therefore the society went into a decline and instability till the rise of the feudal lords and various feudatories. Now, if we come to specifically medieval India, we see that this was the point of time when our administration, society, and various other aspects got almost like a makeover, right? So the medieval times presented itself with a connection to India. Till the ancient point of time, India was very closed into its own border. But with the, explorations and various, people coming to the shores of India for trade and religious conversions, India opened its doors and it interacted with Europe as well as Central Asia. Now, during that point of time, Europe already was influenced by a new religion called Christianity, whereas Central Asia saw the rise of Islam. So, what is the exact difference between medieval and Middle Ages? Is there a difference? Exactly. If we try to locate it, we see that Middle Ages is specifically the time period for European history from 5th century to 15th century. Now, if we try to look at this chart or this timeline here, then we see that here we have the classical, before that we have the antiquities, and the Middle Ages is divided into low, high and late, right? And then again we have the early modern period. So these high medieval times are the exact period of transition even in the medieval ages for the European history. And then we have the Renaissance after the late Middle Ages. So this is the exact period of transition that we are talking about. Now, when we look at studying European history specifically, we also try to look at the rise of Christianity. Now, with the rise of Christianity, can you tell me which is the empire that is connected to this particular religion the most? It is the Roman Empire. So the Roman Empire, which is one of the largest empires of all times, and the Roman Empire was, in its full glory before the 4th century CE, as we can see in the map. It had an extended empire. So, one by one, the kings came in, and one king after the other, they kept changing their rules and their administration as per themselves. Now, these constant changes led to a very steep decline in case of Roman Empire, and then it reduced, as you can see in this map, from this extended area to the smaller region right here, right? So after this decline, it went into the hands of the feudal lords because there were various tribal kingdoms that arose at that point of time. So this Middle Ages that we are trying to locate is the exact time between the fall of the imperial Rome and the beginning of the early modern Europe. So this, right? So from 1000 to 1300. Now, between the 1000 to 1300, therefore, not only can we see the fall of this vast empire, but we also see various changes. That is why it is called the period of change, if you remember. We can see the growth in agriculture, in trade, finance, as well as expanded urbanization through the growth of towns and cities. But this is also known as the Dark Ages due to the, loss of technology, number one, and also because of the vast amount of warfare that, the span of time when Roman Empire fell, the feudatories were rising, the state was in constant war, okay? Along with these advancements, this age is also known as the Age of Faith. Why so? Because this age saw the rise of the two major world religions. One, Christianity, and the second, Islam. This age is also known as the age of the Lord because, you know, Christianity spread far and wide from this very age. So we see that Buddhism is spreading in the Indian subcontinent, that has been marked in yellow. From there, we shift our focus to Judea, where Judaism is spreading, as marked in blue. Now, after the death of Jesus Christ, after he has been crucified, Christianity is starting to spread, which is marked in violet. Now, if we move over to the Arabian Peninsula, we see that Islam takes birth, as has been marked in green, and it is spreading quite rapidly. Now, both Christianity and Islam keep spreading till around 1000 CE, when we see that the growth of Christianity is slowly declining and Islam is spreading much more rapidly than Christianity. So therefore, this Middle Ages that we are talking about, or the medieval times, saw a constant, a constant movement of change per se, right? It was not only the period of decline like the European historians tried to locate it, but it was the period of vast change because of the rise of two new religions as well as various advancements in the social, political and economic fields. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon. You can also register for free at DeltaStep.com or download the DeltaStep app to get access to all our 5000 plus amazing videos as per your school syllabus. Master each topic with our adaptive practice technology, get million plus questions with step-by-step solutions and unlimited mock tests. Get all your doubts resolved instantly, learn via games and win amazing prizes like PlayStations and iPads. So at DeltaStep, learning is not just fun and easy, it is rewarding too. So register for free now.